All right, let's shift gears then. It's a blistering heat wave that is scorching India. The temperatures in New Delhi have touched 46 degrees, and there is also the IMD talking about heat waves in several states. What does all of this mean when it comes to demand trends for companies like Vijay Sales and Symphony? We've got Nilesh Gupta, Managing Director, Vijay Sales, as well as Amit Kumar, ED and Group CEO at Symphony, joining in. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for taking time out. Clearly, it's the sweltering heat that's taken over the country. And Mr. Gupta, I just want to get in a sense from you as to, has this really bolstered demand when it comes to AC sales, and what kind of growth have you witnessed over the past few months?
So, good morning, everybody. So, what we have seen is we did not have we had a very great start in the month of February. But March and April, due to intermittent rains happening all across the country, the season was not so good. In fact, we had a little drop in the sales. But May has come, and this heat wave which has come has actually helped us a lot. And we are seeing reasonable growth. Not of what we expected, but at least for the month of May, we are seeing a single-digit growth, which we'll see in the air conditioners. And the sale is still continuing. The heat is on. So we hope that the sale possibly may get into the first week or midweek of June also.
On Mr. Kumar, and would you concur with that after a tough few months, the demand has considerably picked up, or has it been consistent for you?
So, morning everyone, and what Nilesh is saying is absolutely a very good reflection of how the season has built up. In February, it was one of the warmest Februaries in recent decades. So the season was building up well, but February and March across the country, barring select pockets in the country in the east, March and April, I meant, they went a bit on the back foot with occasional rains coming in, cloudy weather, and all that. But from the beginning of May, we are also seeing a sustained pull in the demand, as we heard just on 80 now also. The entire region in the north and northwest, we are seeing temperatures consistently crossing 40 degrees and above. So that's something that is helping all kind of cooling products. I'm sure it's pushing up the sales for air coolers, air conditioners, refrigerators, all the categories related to cooling.
Yeah, and that's precisely, Amit, what I wanted to talk about, because you have a 50% market share in coolers, right? If I'm correct here. Tell me what the dealer sentiment has been so far.
The dealer sentiment has been what I may call a bit on a roller coaster ride. As we said, the season was building up well. In February, most of our channel partners stocked up in anticipation of a strong, consistent summer. The sentiments again went through ups and downs in the months of March and April. April, for example, however, in the east of the country, we were running stockouts. And then it so happened that these dealers were getting worried. It's only around early May when we started seeing the demand again picking up. And as we speak right now, dealers are expecting a good run over the next month or so. And we are also upbeat that end of the season, we may sort of be able to put together the numbers back on the board, which had taken a bit of a run rate loss in the last month.
Right. Nilesh, tell me what segments are doing well, and do you sense at all that the consumer is getting price conscious and down trading?
So one thing is there, what we have seen in our industry, the consumers are not getting price conscious, nor are they down trading across categories, irrespective of summer or otherwise. And I'll tell you, primarily, I've been telling this always, primarily the reason is EMI. People are buying only in installments. So when you buy an EMI, it doesn't matter that if the EMI is slightly 10% more per month also, it will not pinch the pocket, number one. Number two, what has happened is COVID has made a structural shift in the consumer thought process. Because when they were at home and they were using all appliances and electronics, they realized that in future in life, we will never compromise on this. Whether it's a television, which we need a bigger size, or whether it's an air conditioner where we need to have an inverter and of a higher rating, because the usage is more on the usage is much more than normal. So what we have seen is across the board, like the inverter ACs are going, not only inverter ACs, but even in inverter, a lot of people are opting only for 5 stars and 3 stars. So we are not seeing any down trading at all. On the contrary, if anything is happening, it's on the up trading side only.
All right. Nilesh, what's the outlook in terms of the tier 2 and 3 cities? What kind of demand are you seeing shaping up there?
So although we are not much present in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, but whatever I've gathered from the brands, it seems the demand is robust in those cities as well. In fact, some of the categories people say that tier 2 and tier 3 are doing better, like televisions and mobiles. They are doing much better than even this. And I'm sure Symphony would agree. I think the coolers must be doing much more in tier 2, tier 3 cities than in the metros, where I think focus on air conditioning is much more.
Amit, what about the inflation concerns? Has the company been able to pass the full inflation, or will you be looking at some price hikes in the portfolio?
We have price hikes for this season, and that's the nuanced strategy that we follow for every season. The answer to your question lies broadly in two parts. Actually, one aspect is, have we taken price rises? Yes. We have taken price rises, and in select products, the price rises have matched the kind of cost increase that we have had over the past few years. However, there are also, overall, if you look at and compare versus the pre-COVID costs for plastics, for metals, and so on, the full extent of cost increase is yet to be built into the prices that we have passed on to the market. So versus last year, prices are up. Versus pre-COVID, the prices are yet to take some more sort of upgrade to meet the margins that we had pre-COVID.
Okay. What about you then? Just wanted to understand, Mr. Gupta, as to what the outlook is in terms of the pricing strategy. Is there some discounting or attractive offers, or have there been across the board price hikes, especially for this category?
So this year there hasn't been much of a price hike. Whatever was to happen had happened pre-season only. And as far as discounts is concerned, so our industry is a very unique industry where if you see throughout the year, there's some discount, some form of discounting in one way or the other. And major form of discounting is in the buyback offers. Then EMIs are the biggest discount pullers. See, consumers may not realize that EMI is a discount, but whenever a brand and the retailer ties up with the bank and gives a zero down payment and increases the tenor, that is basically indirect discounting, because the consumer is not paying any interest, but the interest is borne together by the brand as well as the retailer. So I think discounting is the norm in our industry, and that's why we are seeing a growth in this industry. So consumers have the best of both the worlds, good products as well as good discounts, always.
So, Amit, give us a sense as to what the outlook is, given the fact that consumer sentiment, you did speak about, demand initially being a bit all over the place, unseasonal rain, summer heat waves, etc. What exactly is the consumer sentiment indicating on ground?
On ground, and I would maybe take a step back from where Nilesh left that discussion around the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Overall, if we consider the hinterland and the non-metros also, the consumer sentiment is pretty robust. As we speak at this point in time, if I compare versus last year, the total volumes, owing to particular drop in April, the total volumes for cooling products are less than what we had seen last year. That said, we do anticipate that full season, the market would be at about 12 to 15% growth versus the last year. So that's our sort of projection as we see the growth and the opportunities in the market. Overall, the consumer sentiment, coming back to that, it seems pretty robust. And like Nilesh also mentioned, we do see consumers upgrading to products which offer better features, which offer, let's say in our case, larger tank capacities, newer models. So that's something that we are seeing, and hence the consumer seems to be in the right space.
Right. Okay, Amit, Nilesh, both of you, thank you so much for taking the time out and telling us, or rather helping us understand whether this heat wave is also leading to more product sales or not.